New Jersey is easy to underestimate on a map. It is the fifth smallest U.S. state by land area, squeezed between New York, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and the Atlantic Ocean. But that small footprint is exactly what makes it so important. New Jersey sits at the geographic center of the Northeast megalopolis, the heavily urbanized corridor stretching from Boston through New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington. Within just 7,354 square miles, it contains major ports, dense suburbs, old industrial cities, beach towns, farms, rail hubs, universities, laboratories, and some of the most valuable real estate in the country. As of a 2025 Census Bureau estimate, more than 9.5 million people live there, the highest estimated population in the state's history. That makes New Jersey the most densely populated state in America. It is also the only state where every county is classified as urban by the U.S. Census Bureau. New Jersey's story is not about size. It is about concentration of people, money, transport, industry, culture, and pressure. New Jersey's geography explains much of its identity. To the north and northeast, it borders New York State, with millions of daily connections to New York City's economy. To the west, the Delaware River separates it from Pennsylvania and links it to Philadelphia's metropolitan region. To the south and east, the Atlantic Ocean and Delaware Bay shape its coastline, tourism, ports, and climate risk. This position made New Jersey a corridor long before highways and commuter rail. People and goods moving between New York and Philadelphia often passed through it. Armies passed through it. Immigrants settled in it. Corporations used it as a base between larger markets. The state capital is Trenton, located along the Delaware River, while the largest city is Newark, a major transportation, port, and airport hub near New York City. New Jersey is not one single urban center. It is a network of connected places, where local identities are strong but regional forces are even stronger. Long before European colonization, the land now called New Jersey was inhabited by indigenous peoples. Paleo-Indians were present as early as 13,000 BC, adapting to changing environments after the last ice age. By the time Europeans arrived in the early 17th century, the Lenape were the dominant indigenous group in the region. They were not a single uniform community, but included dialectal groups such as the Munsee in the north and the Unami and Unalaktigo elsewhere. Their lives were tied to rivers, forests, coastal waters, seasonal movement, agriculture, fishing, and trade. The arrival of Europeans transformed these systems. Dutch and Swedish colonists founded early settlements, using the region's waterways for trade and expansion. Later, the British seized control and created the province of New Jersey, named after the Channel Island of Jersey. The colonial period brought land disputes, displacement, disease, and political reorganization. New Jersey's later prosperity was built on land that already had deep human history. As a British colony, New Jersey attracted a relatively diverse population for its time. Its fertile land supported farming, and its location between New York and Philadelphia made it commercially useful. The colony also developed a reputation for a degree of religious tolerance, which helped draw settlers from different European backgrounds. But New Jersey's central location also made it strategically exposed. During the American Revolution, it became one of the most contested spaces in the 13 colonies. The state supported the revolution and hosted pivotal battles, troop movements, and military commands. Its geography made it a natural battleground. Armies needed to move through it to control the corridor between New York, occupied by British forces for much of the war, and Philadelphia, a political center of the Revolution. This is why New Jersey became known as the Crossroads of the American Revolution. Its role was not symbolic. The war repeatedly crossed its roads. Rivers, farms, and towns. New Jersey remained in the Union during the American Civil War, providing troops, resources, and military leaders in support of the Union Army. But the state's biggest transformation came after the war, as it became a major manufacturing center. The Industrial Revolution in the United States depended on places that could combine labor, transport, capital, and access to markets. New Jersey had all four. Its cities grew around factories, rail lines, ports, and immigrant neighborhoods. Manufacturing shaped places like Newark, Paterson, Trenton, Camden, and Elizabeth. The state became associated with industrial, technological, and commercial innovation. Its position between two huge metropolitan markets gave businesses an advantage, while immigration supplied labor and reshaped culture. This industrial era created wealth, but it also created environmental damage, crowded housing, and class conflict. The modern state's mixture of affluence, diversity, infrastructure, and old industrial landscapes still reflects that period. In the second half of the 20th century, New Jersey changed again. Its central location in the northeast megalopolis made it a major site of suburbanization. Highways, commuter rail, and post-war housing growth allowed millions of people to live in New Jersey while working in or near New York City and Philadelphia. Suburbs expanded rapidly, farmland was converted into housing developments and office parks, and shopping malls became symbols of the new landscape. This did not erase New Jersey's cities, but it changed their relationship to the rest of the state. Newark and other older urban centers faced deindustrialization and population shifts, while many suburban communities gained residents and wealth. New Jersey became a state of commuters, cul-de-sacs, train stations, toll roads, and local governments packed closely together. Because the state is so small and so dense, every development decision has consequences. Housing, traffic, taxes, schools, and open space became defining political issues. Today, New Jersey's economy is highly diversified, but one sector stands out: pharmaceuticals. The state is widely known as the medicine chest of the world because of its deep concentration of pharmaceutical and life sciences companies. This role did not appear overnight. It grew from New Jersey's location near major universities, hospitals, financial markets, airports, and global corporate networks. The state also developed strength in biotechnology, information technology, STEM education, finance, digital media, filmmaking, and tourism. Its ports, highways, warehouses, and proximity to tens of millions of consumers have made it a major logistics and distribution hub on the Atlantic seaboard. New Jersey's economy is not simply a bedroom community for New York or Philadelphia. It has its own powerful industrial base, built around research, movement, professional services, and advanced sectors. The same density that creates congestion also creates opportunity. Companies can access talent, infrastructure, capital, and customers in unusually close proximity. New Jersey is also one of the most multicultural places in the world. Despite not being a U.S. border state, about 1/4 of its population is foreign-born, the second highest proportion among states after California. This reflects both historical immigration and modern global migration. New Jersey's communities include large populations with roots in South Asia, Latin America, East Asia, the Caribbean, Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. Immigration has shaped food, religion, language, small business, education, and politics. It has also helped sustain population growth in a region where many older states struggle with stagnation. As of the early 21st century, New Jersey has been one of the fastest-growing states in the Northeast and one of the fastest-growing in the country overall. That growth is linked to a resilient economy and aggressive home-building policies, but also to the state's ability to absorb newcomers into an already dense and connected social landscape. New Jersey is rich, but its wealth is complicated. In 2023, the state's median household income was $99,781, the second highest of any U.S. state behind Massachusetts. Almost 1/10 of all households, more than 323,000, were millionaires. That gives New Jersey the highest representation of millionaire households among states and the highest millionaire density per square mile. These numbers reflect high wages, valuable property, proximity to major job markets, and strong professional sectors. But high income does not mean life is easy for everyone. New Jersey is also one of the most expensive states to live in. Housing costs, property taxes, transportation expenses, and childcare can absorb much of a household's income. The state often ranks highly on human development and wellness measures, yet affordability remains a persistent challenge. New Jersey shows how prosperity and pressure can exist side by side, especially in a place where land is limited and demand is intense. One of the most important recent trends in New Jersey is reurbanization. After decades of suburban growth, many people and developers have turned renewed attention towards cities and transit-accessible communities. This is especially visible near New Jersey transit rail hubs, where apartments, restaurants, offices, and mixed-use developments have grown around stations. The appeal is straightforward. In a dense state with heavy traffic, proximity to rail can be extremely valuable. Younger professionals, immigrants, families, and downsizing older residents may all seek walkable neighborhoods with access to jobs and services. This shift also reflects broader changes in the economy, as knowledge work, healthcare, education, and service industries cluster around transportation networks. But reurbanization brings debates over gentrification, school capacity, parking, affordability, and local character. New Jersey's future may depend on whether it can build enough housing in the right places while preserving livability for existing communities. The Jersey Shore is one of New Jersey's strongest cultural symbols, but it is also central to the state's climate story. According to climatology research by the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, New Jersey has been the fastest warming state by average air temperature over a 100-year period beginning in the early 20th century. Researchers have linked this in part to significant warming of the North Atlantic Ocean. The coastal waters of the Jersey Shore are considered among the fastest warming urban ocean shorelines in the world. For a coastal, densely populated state, that matters enormously. Sea level rise, stronger storm surge, coastal flooding, heat stress, and changing marine ecosystems all threaten communities and infrastructure. The same coastline that supports tourism, property values, fishing, recreation, and identity also exposes the state to risk. Climate change is not an abstract future issue for New Jersey. It is already interacting with development patterns built over generations. New Jersey's importance comes from contradiction. It is small but nationally significant. It is urban everywhere, yet full of local identities. It is wealthy but expensive. It is historic but constantly rebuilding. It is a pharmaceutical and logistics powerhouse, but also a beach destination and immigrant gateway. Its position between New York, Philadelphia, the Atlantic Ocean, and the interior United States made it a crossroads for indigenous trade, colonial settlement, revolution, industry, immigration, suburbanization, and modern innovation. That same position now creates the state's biggest challenges: congestion, affordability, climate risk, and the need to balance growth with resilience. New Jersey is not just a place people pass through on highways or trains. It is a compressed version of many American trends at once: diversity, density, wealth, inequality, reinvention, and environmental pressure. To understand New Jersey is to understand how geography can turn a small state into a major force. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more explainers.